marketing side, because there's like 3 sides to the marketing side. There's the TV production, and there's merchandise.
In
like
ring,
in
commercials.
The OVO collaboration.
Really?
Because they didn't even release a lot of the. When I got on at like 10:10, all the Roman stuff is gone. There was only one shirt, but they had Rhea and the Crow lookalike version.
Only had like 300 pieces of everything.
I don't even know if they had 300. You'd know because you're.
Well, that's usually like the baseline for the cheapest price.
Yeah.
And then anything more than 300 gets super cheap.
Yeah, I'm like so annoyed because I wanted the Roman shirt. I was like, the Rhea shirt would have made sense, but no. No. Cool.
I'd like to see you wear the Rhea shirt to one of these shows.
The Rhea shirt?
Yeah.
I didn't buy it personally because she looked too much like the Crow. It looked like a representation of the Crow.
Crow is awesome. It's the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah. But I'm like, if I'm going to do that, I could just...
Get the real Crow.
I went to the metal concert of the band that plays her theme music.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of Rhea Ripley shirts in the crowd. And I was like, what? I didn't understand. So my buddy likes metal. I was like, I'm just going to tag along. Yeah. And I'm like, what's the deal with all the Rhea Ripley shirts? He's like, the band that's playing second is her theme song. Like, that's who sings it.
Interesting.
I'm like, okay. Yeah. I thought I was tripping. I was like, why is there a lot of Rhea Ripley people here?
Queen Rhea. That's what we call her now, yeah.
Is that what we're calling her?
Might as well. She's going to hold the title for a bit, too. They got all their big money players in the
all title holders are safe.
Yeah. Safe bet.
Yeah.
Okay. We're here. We're back. Let's go around. Round table introduction. Starting with whoever. Let's go.
All right. Luke Michael Howard, hypnopunk, clinical hypnotist, lukegnosis.com. How you doing?
Daryl Silverstein, jbirdie.ca. Great to be back.
I know. And you already know me, Rory. We're here at Mitchell Report Unleashed podcast, marketing side of WWE. We got to get into it. A lot to talk about. I know when we had the group chat, you were speaking about a lot of ads, but not a lot of wrestling. So let's get into that today.
I think that right now we're getting into a new era, and we have to accept it that there's no longer just going to be matches for the enjoyment. And I think we also have to separate WWE from TKO. I think that there's TKO and then there's WWE. You have to separate the two. They paid a lot of money. They are a business. They're going to sell advertising. We slowly started seeing it at the end of the McMahon era where they were selling matches. But now we have ads in ring. There's a lot of commercial time. There's a lot of ads. The tables are being sponsored. So I think that we're going to see a lot more of that going forward, plus celebrities. And I think that that's just going to have to be the acceptance of this modern 2026 plus era of WWE wrestling. But it's really TKO doing it more than WWE.
Like WrestleMania was like one huge commercial with some wrestling sprinkled in on it. It's horrible. It's too much right now.
The card was short. Like going back to WrestleMania real quick. It's like the matches, the pacing, it was very short.
Yeah, what was it like? Most matches were under 10, under 7 minutes.
You see what I'm saying?
For the main of Punk and Roman and Cody and Randy, I think everything was under 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
It's awful.
And we're getting this stupid music and the Netflix and stuff like that, which I'm like, it's taking away from the brand.
But you got to remember, Vegas paid to have the show there. It was going to be in New Orleans. Vegas paid to have it there. So they make their money. They're happy. Then doesn't matter what they sell for tickets. They've already made their money back. I think they said it was $6 million that they paid for. So regardless of what they got, those $1 million gates are great. That's what they always try to achieve. But they got that 6X of that.
No, for sure.
So then you get that, plus your advertising, plus whatever they're selling in arena both days. So everyone's looking at ticket sales, but really they're crushing it. So to the fan, we're all upset. We want to see something different. But they're going to come back and say, but why? This was the greatest year we've ever had. Our shareholders are making money. Our talent's making money. We're making money. It's a very interesting concept. But I think we want to get back to wrestling. And then there's the other guys who will give you a card with 8 matches for 7 hours and give you a wrestling show. So what do you want? Are we so loyal to WWE that we just want to accept this? It's different.
What if it's like WCW and you're getting the peak, you're getting 96, 97, 98, NWO, biggest angle in wrestling. Hulk Hogan's been reignited again. You got all that Turner money. But after 3 years, they run out of creative and that bubble bursts to the end of 98. They've got the turn of money, but they've got no more creative other than induct everyone, including Vincent, into the NWO. This is what I think. They're not going to run out of money, but I think eventually it has to burst, this bubble.
I think the burst is going to be you're pissing off the fans too much, and there's too much access. So ticket prices are too high, and I can't take my family to see a Raw or a SmackDown. They don't really do house shows or NXT or a PLE. I'm going to watch it on TV. It's so accessible for me, and we can make an event at our house or go to a friend's house. That's how they're going to negate the fans. And then merch, it's expensive, and it's a tough economy right now globally. So what's going to happen? Fans are going to turn their back, and they're going to look at creative. They're going to look at what are we watching on TV? Who's leaving? Talent are now choosing to leave. They want to restructure contracts. Listen, I said the last time I was here, the WWE was turning into the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now we're back. Tell me it hasn't happened.
So there's a lot there because I feel like the marketing is so vast. They're using predominant fingers, IShowSpeed, Logan Paul, and they're putting them they're inserting them into matches. I feel like it takes away from the matches themselves as a wrestling purist, but I get the marketing side because you can incorporate Twitch, IShowSpeed, LA Knight,
absolutely,
doing that little invasion angle. So there's room for it, but I think there's room for it there. Build your storylines, but why do we need to see the in-ring performance? Because you're taking away from guys in the back.
And I'm sure they're pissed.
And don't get me started with the freaking releases, because we're going to get into all of that too, because that has to do with your marketing as well.
Anybody who's an athlete, musician, artist, or just in art generally, or sports, you ride the bench and you earn your spots. And when you get those opportunities, you do it. You perform, you've performed, you get your spots, and you got to crush it. And it hurts when they bring people in and then people are missing out those opportunities. And people do not forget. If I was playing in baseball and somebody's taking my spot, I'd be damn pissed. But when I get my chance, I'm going to earn it. But if you're bringing an entertainer that's going to be there just to sell tickets, I would be complaining too.
Do we think they're more catering to? They want to cater more to the 14A audience. That's what it seems like. That's why you bring in IShowSpeed, because you see where he's captivating that specific audience. Do you think that's what it is?
Well, celebrities and wrestling always had this intertwined relationship going back to WrestleMania, and even before WrestleMania, when they would get famous boxers would come in, like Joe Frazier back in it. Even Ali, before WrestleMania, was involved in wrestling.
Tyson as well.
Yeah. So it's always been there. And WrestleMania was about celebrities back in the beginning. So I think there's a place for it. WrestleMania, you can bring in one or two big celebrities that everyone knows. But if it's built around the celebrities the whole time, it's not special. If WrestleMania was every weekend, it wouldn't be WrestleMania. It would be Raw.
I've got two teenagers. They are absolutely catering to their era. Like their little window of teenagers. I see it, and I see how popular it is. They're bringing in the right people. It's targeting them. But are they alienating their core? I do think so. But we're the ones who will want to pay the money to take our kids. So it's a really interesting 360 on how this looks.
Yeah.
Kids are going to push their parents to want to go. Parents are going to look at the ticket prices.
I know before we actually got into the recording, we were talking about the marketing with merchandise, the OVO collaboration. For all y'all that don't know OVO Drake, just got to make sure we have that disclaimer. They have a certain select pieces. They had Shawn Michaels, they had Trish Stratus, Chelsea Green, Roman, John Cena, Rey Mysterio. Who was the last person? I'm missing somebody.
Was it Rhea?
And Rhea.
Yeah.
Right? They had those collaborations, and I was going on the site 10 minutes into. Roman's merchandise is gone. I'm hearing Fanatics, I'm hearing WWE Shop, all these other places were selling it, which I'm like, what was the actual stock threshold? You know about this.
Yeah.
Because you have your business, Jay Birdie and stuff like that. So I get it from an angle where it should have been maybe more pieces mocked up and created, but it seemed like it wasn't.
How exclusive did they want to do it? So OVO is paying a premium to license WWE. That's huge. That's big for both brands right away. And just the marketing. I think I sent it to both of you when that came out. I was like, well, this looks good. I bet you they did a really tight piece of around 300 of multiple sizes, and then it was gone. That's how exclusive they were doing. When you do that, you jack up the price, because both brands are right now quite expensive when it comes to merch. You can jack up the price. People will buy it knowing how exclusive it is, and they don't want to have 30 boxes laying around or take them to city. They want them gone, and it was sold out right away. So they know what they're doing, right? And to make that stuff and to sell it, they're both making their money back right away on the licensing.
Side story, Travis Scott last year had this Cactus Jack range. Had this great Punk t-shirt, which was black with the hands crossed on the back, and at the front it says "Wrestling is real." Or it was two different t-shirts, but they were like $200 a t-shirt plus shipping and the tax and whatever. But then you go online and you can find knockoffs of it that look exactly the same but cost you $30.
Yeah.
So I used to buy a lot of t-shirts from WWE. Even WWE Shop Canada have jacked up their prices now. But you can find like knockoffs that look exactly the same. They just don't have the translucent little label at the front and the WWE label in the back. But who knows?
And that's the thing with the marketing aspect. It's like, I get the enthusiastic ability of it, but it's like, does it do us, the fans, the diehard fans, the sense? You see what I'm saying?
Why does a table have to be sponsored by Slim Jim?
Well, Slim Jim has been in the WWE for how long?
But why
now?
a table?
I don't know.
Right? I understand the ring. I get it. I love UFC. I love MMA. I enjoy boxing. I'm a combat sport person. Advertising in the ring, advertising around, that's fine. Even as a purist, I have no problems. Turnbuckles, get it. I have no problem. Even if you want to go as far as boxing, where they put the full vertical down on the turnbuckles to advertise, that's fine. The tables, that's a lot. You see somebody at the announcer table at WrestleMania who doesn't say a word. That's money. It looks Mickey Mouse. It really does. And we're the people that want to legitimate make wrestling legitimate. Yeah. It doesn't really look legitimate.
It reminds me of like NASCAR, right? And you see these cars with every logo of every sponsor. There's so many on the car, you lose the color of the car because there's so many sponsors. It's like, if there's so many sponsors on stuff, you can't notice any sponsor because there's hundreds. So there's oversaturation.
So I'll throw this one in here. You notice AEW's marketing is there, but it's more subtle compared to WWE's more loud. Why do we think that is? And mind you, both of those companies are head to head.
I like to think that AEW is doing the traditional. If you look at the turnbuckles, you have an AEW, you have a TBS, you have an AEW. Traditional. That's just easy, catches the eye. They sometimes have their logo in the middle. Sometimes around the circumference of the ring, they do advertising, but it is subtle, and it's all matches, not just this match is brought to you by, et cetera, et cetera. They don't have that there. And they're taking a playbook out of Vince's old playbook, where it would be, the ramp has shopaew.com and the AEW logo. It's subtle, but that's fine. I think that's fine. They're promoting themselves.
I think if AEW was offered more sponsorship, they would take it in a heartbeat. If they could get the WWE deals and just paint the whole arena in logos and sponsorship, they would sell out in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but Tony's got the Jacksonville Jaguars, so it should be able to be easy to bring the sponsorship, no?
I think I've been to their shows. They have a lot of sponsors, especially in arena.
Yeah.
They do a great job. They do it tastefully. They do it with decadence. And I like that business acumen where they don't necessarily sell out every inventory that they have available, where WWE has sold out every available inventory. AEW does it with class. They do it really well. And it's different, right?
So true. So
It's
true.
the AEW mark here.
It feels that way. It feels that way. I feel teeters a little bit.
I'd say I do. I do get excited for WrestleMania season. I get excited for watching WWE. I just believe there's too much content. I'm an adult. I don't have that much time to consume all the wrestling content, even AEW, but I enjoy wrestling. I enjoy the wrestling part of wrestling, so that's why I do watch AEW, or I'll watch independent wrestling on YouTube. I enjoy that part.
No, and I'm with you
Yeah.
because I feel like that's what happens when you put too much flair. Netflix. I feel like this guy right here. The thing is, they put so much flair into the product. I feel like it's losing its matchability. Right? You look at WrestleMania. How many good matches were on that card? Be honest.
Both nights?
Both nights.
Two.
Between both nights.
Two matches.
Two matches.
Two
and what were
matches.
those two matches?
I think the ladder match
Yep.
Okay.
and the Roman Punk match.
That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
And for you is
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll say maybe 3. I'd
Okay.
give it Roman CM Punk, the ladder match. I'll probably put Orton, Cody after all the shenanigans got out the way. There was the shenanigans at the beginning and the shenanigans at the end.
Distant third.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, if you just made it tight and just put it all together and did it what you needed to do, you get a better result. But it's like, we want to have all this.
Was that card worth the $350 ticket to get in?
No. They need to, I'll just maybe a hot take. They need to put it all back together again. I think WrestleMania needs to just be one night.
I don't think they care.
They don't. They
thing.
don't care.
They don't
care.
That's the-
You can tell that they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. They don't care at all.
They've made their money. The creative will be the creative, whether they're in that spot just to have that spot, whether they're in that spot just to coordinate storylines. But I don't see anything earth-shattering. And the fact that they had to bring back John Cena bothers me.
For nothing. What did it contribute? Even that Danhausen angle was not
You got
good.
okay. That's another person right there. They gotta just stop with.
I'm enjoying Danhausen. I like this
cannot
guy.
with him. I'm not
That's
a fan.
that's brilliant marketing.
You think so?
I'm not a fan of his, but
He's so horrible.
he may be horrible, but he's not for us.
He's not. He will
He
never
is not
be.
even for teenagers.
He's for me. He's for me. I like it.
But I have a friend. I have a friend in San Diego who went to Vegas, and in his hotel, he said that they were selling Danhausen shirts in his hotel, and he bought a Danhausen Las Vegas shirt. So there is a core, and it is so interesting. There has to be a case study done about Danhausen. How after 3 months and a really interesting way that he was brought into the WWE, that they said that he was the third best T-shirt sold next to Cody and Punk, who headlined, and then it was Danhausen.
So wait,
They have come out and said that.
I thought Roman or Rhea would be still in the top kind of 3. No.
No, they said Danhausen was 3. I was listening to the Not Sam podcast. I was listening to Busted Open, and they keep saying it was Cody, Punk, and Danhausen.
That is wild.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised he's not number one for a short amount of time for the kids.
Yeah. And when he was in AEW, he was the top seller for AEW and on pro wrestling teams.
But he's not even good in the ring.
Doesn't have to be. He is.
To a degree, yeah.
Was Hogan good in the ring? Was
Listen.
Austin at the end of his career good in the ring?
Lord.
I
They're
think
gonna
that
come
he
for us.
caters. So when we talked about, again, going all the way around, like what wrestling is now, it's the advertising, marketing, selling, high price tickets, the cities bidding on PLEs, but who they're catering to is Danhausen. And just wait. We are in the month of May. Wait until the fall hits, and then we get close to Halloween. That guy is going to be on TV nonstop. Just the other week, Danhausen was on 3 consecutive segments. He didn't even wrestle a match. That's insane.
And it's like his booking too. I want to see. Here's my thing: is for the stick, I get it. I get the presentation, but like what you're doing with him in the ring, even the whole disappearing. Don't even get me started. WrestleMania. It's still like light outside, and he tried to do the smoke and the thing, and I'm like, this is the reason why you guys got to bring back like night type of events, so that works. So you can cut out the lights. 'Cause if you cut out the lights in Vegas, it's still gonna be light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The fact that he had time to share with John Cena shows you how much they're investing in this guy to give him a little bit of a rub still.
I guess it's their marketing, though.
But to go back, I want to hammer it out that WWE going forward is different. People need to understand it's going to be different. There's going to be more commercials than there ever was before and less in-ring time, which I'm worried about because there are people that we like to watch wrestle. And they were only getting 7 minutes before, now it's cut down to 4 minutes. And they're not touring around, and they're not doing house shows. how good is the talent going to consistently be, and how much are we just concerned about the dollar?
This reminds me of an idea. It's a little bit different. Vince Russo had, which was rope opera, where the idea was eventually there is no wrestling. It's just promos and a drama going on in the ring. The only difference with this is it's commercials instead of the promos, instead of the wrestling. I'd rather the promos instead of the commercials. But maybe there'll be a point where there isn't any wrestling. It's just characters.
Well, not to come in hot, they don't really care about wrestling anymore. Because if you look
No,
at that
saying they
list
don't.
that just got released, all the people that got released, Kari Zane, Aleister Black,
Yep.
Zelina was pissed on her stream.
Yeah, I saw.
Because Sean Ross Sapp broke the news.
Yeah.
And she basically, that went viral.
Yeah, I saw that.
Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, I thought they would have a place for him.
Yeah.
Nikki Cross was used incorrectly. Santos Escobar was just surprising, used incorrectly, can go in the ring. Motor City Machine Guns. It's like, why do y'all sign them? Put the titles on them.
Do you know why? To stop them from going to AEW.
Well, now they're going.
Yeah,
Now they're going.
What I just want to share, if it's okay to interrupt
ahead.
there, like Nikki Cross, okay, she has an idea to become a superhero. They let her go. She sells merch to kids. She has an idea. She pitches it. She gets it. She has an idea. They ask her to join Wyatt Six. There's somebody who is willing to do anything just to be creative and get on TV. And like, that's what you do. And then remind me who the person who was released who was injured with the leg injury. What was her name?
We're going to get to Zoe.
Zoe, okay?
We're gonna
they
get to
didn't
Zoe.
they didn't even allow her to have one match back to showcase that she overcame adversity. And even if it's just one match where they just build it. Hey, Zoe, your release date's going to be June 30th. But in the interim, we're going to build you up because you've been off. That hurts.
Before you go, it's upsetting because you speak about Nikki Cross and remember how she was playing that wild type of before the whole Wyatt thing. You could have built her into a super heel Lowest of Keys to maybe feud eventually with Rhea.
Absolutely.
That's a match you could have marketed, have a either face Rhea, dark Rhea, whatever you wanted to do, and you cut someone of her caliber.
Yeah.
It's like that's the marketing side you should be putting into the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
That Wyatt Six debut was awesome. Do you remember
One of the best things I've ever seen.
It made no sense.
It was
But
great.
They
end of
messed it
Raw,
up, though.
Everyone is backstage. I'm like, this is amazing. I really like the promos that Bo Dallas did in character and Uncle Howdy talking about exploiting Bray Wyatt's death. I'm like, this is amazing stuff. The in-ring stuff, not very good at all. What they did with the characters, not very good at all. But I thought that was amazing, but they blew it.
What upsets me is that now Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, it's just done.
It's finished.
It's all
They cooked
over.
it.
Oh yeah.
They cooked it.
Even if they kept Bo around as Uncle Howdy and he was just always chasing Bray, talking to Bray, and you used him sporadically just to keep that idea of Bray Wyatt still around, it's all gone now. It's gone.
It's gone. And the thing is, the same thing they did with my guy there, my dude that has one of the titles on the independent scene. What's his name? Karrion Kross.
Oh yeah.
A guy that can wrestle.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they used him correctly. And you know that like Triple H, you can see when Triple H has his favorites, the Rheas,
Yep.
the Karrion Crosses, things like that. But it's like you all have gold, but you rather put it into other entities that make no sense.
Next up, within the next year, Rusev gone. 100% within the next year. Aleister Black. I like Aleister Black. You see that tattoo?
Thank you.
Anti-hero
Yes.
right there for the
Yes.
camera. There's a picture out there of me and Aleister Black.
Yes.
With this. He had a great look. Some
Could
of
have been
those,
a monster heel.
yeah, like imagine him having a feud with Punk, or back in the day, MMA Undertaker, Aleister Black doing something. There was a place for him. He had these spooky promos. You used what's his wife called? Zelina.
Zelina.
You used Zelina right with him. You could have had something there because he had a unique promo, unique look. I liked him.
And what I don't understand is like you're on a big publication as Netflix. You can make those characters very dark
Yeah.
on TV, right? Like how you had Shinsuke and then Shinsuke, you just let that go. So I'm
How
sitting here,
is Shinsuke still there?
I don't know. He's just probably whispering in the back ends, just hanging out, chilling. Another guy that can go in the ring, but not even used correctly.
But if you're looking at what Netflix is doing, again, the almighty dollar, they're doing documentaries now that are WWE style. If you look at the Hogan documentary, Aleister Black, you can't tell me you can't create some type of series or documentary or,
is it going to generate the views?
I think it would.
Is it going to trend top 10? You know how it is.
Maybe,
Possibly.
maybe not.
Possibly.
But there's such a good story and arc. And I also feel like they don't know how to promote the Karrion Kross type, the Aleister Black
How
type.
you promote them is you make them dark and run havoc.
Absolutely, but they don't know how. It's that, but they're very similar. They're very similar, tattooed.
You're going to love what I'm going to say. Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear it.
You have Mr. Head of TKO, Mr.
Yeah.
Bald Fraud himself. I didn't say that, so y'all don't get at me. Mr. Rock, you can't bring scriptwriters in. Make the element dark. That's all you have to do. Make it a little bit dark, still viewing friendly. Karrion Kross, even when they botched his entrance, how you do the black and white, and it's like they made it kind of gimmicky and things like that, where I'm like, you can do some amazing things, but you want to give us Danhausen, which I'm just like, Jesus.
Well, they had that Stranger Things tie-in. Was it earlier this year, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. They could have done something with Aleister Black there. You've got the kids, and you're getting a huge audience with Netflix's biggest show. You could have done a cool tie-in, not a goofy tie-in with Aleister Black or Karrion Kross there.
And they didn't even really show any. I thought
They
the
did
characters
nothing.
were going to show up.
Yeah.
I thought they would have done a spot where you have the technology to do it. You have the makeup backstage. You could have done a segment with Aleister Black, Karrion Kross, do a little Vecna thing, have 11 come in there. Because if Danhausen can do this, 11 can do this. So I don't understand. Is it you didn't want to pay the money?
Probably.
WWE's got a lot of money. They got billions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got that Saudi money.
But you know what they're doing? They're saving money to make money.
Well, okay, so watch this. I'm going to challenge that. What money are they saving right now with all these cuts? Because if you're not bringing who I think they're about to debut very soon, it makes no sense.
Well, who do you think?
It's Zilla, has to be.
But that's still not one salary. They're just cutting the fat. I'm not saying that I like them or I don't like them. From a complete business perspective, if you're not using them and you don't see yourself using them, you just cut them. It's easier to cut them, save on the salary, save on the travel, save on everything. And sure, you'll bring Zilla in. That's fine. There'll be more people that they're bringing up from NXT. That's fine. But now you're seeing WWE also become more like a pro sport. If you are not at the top echelon at the tail end of your career, you're going to be cut.
So watch what I'm about to do here.
Okay.
I love that he threw this way. What about New Day? They got cut.
No, they did not. They chose not to sign. I heard that they signed a 1-year agreement and WWE came back and said, let's restructure this agreement. And they said, no, that's what happened. So they didn't get released.
So
they chose not to restructure a new TKO deal. So they had a deal in place. They came back and they said, no, if you're not going to offer us more money or similar money, we're out. And they walked. And I can see more. If we look at what's happened with the UFC, again, it's TKO, not WWE. But we've seen what TKO's done with UFC. They've restructured their agreements. That's why Ronda Rousey's now with MVP, because she was going to have the last fight on her contract with the UFC, not on Paramount. It's the same thing. Now they're restructuring these agreements. And now you may see more guys go, I don't want this Netflix agreement. I want what I had before, or I'll walk. And they'll walk. Where are they going to go? They're going to AEW. AEW's got a good thing going on right now. They may not want to bring in all these people. So New Day will bring eyeballs wherever they go.
To
they go
AEW. That
probably,
tag team division might
they're also very close with Kenny Omega, and they've had their little shots with Young Bucks. That's money.
That's about to be a 6-way ladder match over there.
Probably at All In Wembley.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be watching it just because.
For the 20,000 people in an 90,000 people stadium.
They've got the tickets sold right now. They do.
Oh, no, but they've only got 20,000 and they've got 90,000 seats.
I don't know. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Just
thing.
go for a smaller arena. 20,000 tickets is great, but in a 90,000 arena, it reminds me of. Did you remember seeing the old Texas wrestling? I think it was what were the Von Erichs, World Class, and they would be in these huge Texas stadiums
with empty seats everywhere.
You just see tens of thousands of empty seats, and it's like, just go for somewhere smaller. It would look so much more impressive, even if you black it out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, you look at still some of these releases are just diabolical. We talk about Zoe Stark, who had potential for the women's division. You could have made her that, because she can perform in ring.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Who else is on here? JC Mateo. I've been hearing a lot of like some people saying some stuff about that, saying that for where he's at is his stage.
Jeff Cobb is legit. Jeff Cobb, he's not a WWE type wrestler. He's not a gimmick. He is a blend of Rhino and I don't know,
and
like,
Taz?
Pardon me?
And Taz?
Yeah, Taz.
Yeah.
But he's just like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
And they just didn't know what to do with Jeff Cobb. Like,
put
Jeff
him in-
Cobb in New Japan was amazing.
Yeah, and you put him in the bloodline, and has no Samoan.
No.
Like, what are we doing?
Another tough looking big dude.
And that's where I sit back and I'm like, Rock, how much really do you have to say? Because it's like, it's making a mockery on the whole entire bloodline in a way when you're bringing all of these folks that are no reason to be in there. I understand it worked with Sammy, but it's like, it's not going to work with Mateo.
It's like the NWO. You got Hogan, Hall, Nash. Maybe you got X-Pac in there, which this will work. But then you've got Vincent, right? Then you've got these other Big Boss Man. Like, you're watering it down. You're watering it down just to get more people involved in the hottest angle.
Mm-hmm.
It bothers me. It really does, because you have opportunity of people that are there at their disposal. You know, Rock, you know, if you promote him and then you promote Roman, whether he's off for the month of June and you bring him back in July and those two face off, it's going to create eyeballs. Eyeballs create money. That's all they're selling are eyeballs. And they're all about generating revenue, and it's business. The more eyeballs, the more money. The less eyeballs, the less money. So you've got all these people right there.
So I have an interesting take about the Roman, because this all has to do with the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I think folks still forget Roman's got leukemia.
Right.
Traveling overseas and going all over the place, how much is that going to compromise his immune system? And I think that's what a lot of folks in the social media lens are not understanding. He's dealing with some serious shit with his health.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't have leukemia. I had brain cancer.
Yeah.
So I can only tell you that it takes a toll on your body. And I've known Luke long enough that he knows me when I was going through that. It's hard. And you look at Roman Reigns and you think to yourself, he looks great, but how you look and how you feel are different. And the
different
travel will get him. And I understand people continuously say, we want him there every Monday night. We want him to be a traveling champion. Well, just remember what he's overcoming, right?
That's why I think a lot of social media in the world is, well, it's part-time. But he already debunked that, and I'm happy that he debunked it.
Yeah.
Because now it puts an interesting position now. What are you about to do with him? Everybody's saying he's going to drop the title this weekend. I really don't see that happening. I don't see that happening.
That's not happening.
Unless
Not now.
TKO and that contract situation is completely like null and voided, and they're going to let him walk, which we said before we hit the record button. So I look at it right now, and I know that they're printing money. They know that they can print money in Saudi when it comes to potential Rock and Roman. The way that I'm seeing the storylines with Fatu, Tongue and Debt Grip, it's feeling very Rock and Roman's happening next year. But how do we get there? But they also have those other pivots, because you still have Oba, which is there, right? But I think now Oba's starting to get burnt out in my lens. This is just for me. We're not here to, and I'm going to say this real quick on the camera, we're not here to rip on WWE. We still watch the product, but we're going to keep it accountable for everything that's going on.
And I think the problem is that we're all suckers, because we all tune in because it's just part of our weekly habits of, if we don't catch Raw or SmackDown, we'll catch YouTube, but we love it. And I think that we are brand loyal to it. Like, we just have this affinity to WWE because of the eras that we've watched. And it's just going through its own change, and we're all changing with it. We have to get used to this change. And I feel like Luke said, there is that WCW-ish feel to it where it's just become too saturated. It's almost not becoming for me anymore. And I think that's okay. And now what have I done? I'm listening to more wrestling podcasts on YouTube.
Which are good.
Yeah, because I'm listening to the old days of what I used to love. And that's how I'm consuming my content. Or I'm watching independent wrestling. Why am I doing that? I don't know why. It's because I'm not getting it from WWE. So that's why I am going to AEW.
And that's the thing is where WWE right now, they have an issue, and they know they have their issue, because you have your beast slayer with Oba. Let's get into him. Comes back down to marketing. You have nothing for him right now. I thought that depending on the Cody eye situation, which now looks like it was made up because he was in ring with Ricky Saints.
He looked great. Like
Right.
that eye, 2 weeks that I got.
I'm like, it was makeup. They just dressed it up, right?
Yeah.
And so I sit back and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, if you're going to tell me that the pivot's going to possibly be Oba Femi and Roman Night of Champions or Survivor Series, that makes sense. But in this stage of the game, I don't think Oba's going to be the one to take the title off of Roman. And it better not be Oba taking the title off of Roman. You're giving me a look.
I think it is. I don't know. I'm not saying I want it to be. I don't want it to be. But I feel that they're going to just push this guy to the moon and into the next solar system.
But then it gets burnt. He's going to burn us out, though.
He will. And I feel that they want him to be the next version of Brock Lesnar. I really do. I think that they're totally separate. I wish that it was different. And I feel like he's coming after Roman. He called him out. I don't want him to become champion so quick. I want to see a slow build. I want to see him dominate. I want to see him get into different angles and get to know him better. You know, give him a little Goldberg type run where he goes 94-0, but he has every opponent imaginable. That's what I'd love to see. But I feel like what we're going to get is Monday night, him against two wrestlers again, two local talents.
Hot take, Oba's not the guy. He might get the belt, they might push him, but he won't be the guy. He'll never be the guy. He'll probably get the world title, but he will never be the guy. That's a feeling I have.
Yeah.
He's going to burn us out because I already see where they don't even know what to do with him now.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because my thing is, if you're going to do Oba and Roman, do it at Survivor Series, where somehow Oba is the champ on SmackDown, which is where I think they're going to lean into.
He still hasn't chosen a side yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're still playing with that. But they also have to plan ahead and look at, well, what happens with WrestleMania.
Isn't it sad that we're at a point now in May, and he just came off this great match against Brock Lesnar, and we as fans who consume the content, who pay the money, or we're just talking about all this money, and we're looking at a guy that's so dominating like Oba, and we feel that they don't know what they're doing with him, that hurts.
It does, but it just shows you where the current product is, because I know from a marketing standpoint, and this is maybe, I don't think it's a hot take, the reason why Roman and Cody are still, while Cody is still the champ and Roman picked up the belt, is because they still have to market Street Fighter.
Absolutely.
They have
There's
to
no
market
doubt.
Street Fighter.
Yep.
So I potentially see that Night of Champions is probably going to be Rock. Well, I keep saying Rock. Where am I? Wake up. It's going to be Roman and Cody at Night of Champions.
Yeah.
That's how you close that book and you close that chapter, because there's already history there.
Sure.
So realistically, why would Roman have to be on TV with Cody?
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
You do 1-2 segments. All right. Whoever wins that match, they let it be what it needs to be. You're probably going to give it to Roman somehow. Maybe some shenanigans happen. You tie that chapter off. Do I like it? No. But I see where it makes money, because it's like you still have to promote Street Fighter.
I can't agree more with you, and I can't agree more with Luke. The fact that Oba will be the champion, but he is not the guy. The fact that Street Fighter is going to be marketed to the moon this summer.
October.
Yep, and they have all summer to do it. They want their champions promote. They want their champions there. It looks good.
It does.
To have two guys with belts.
It does.
To be there.
And I think where I now lean even more into this, when is Night of Champions? You know what? Let's look. When is Night of Champions?
Is it
Night of
like
Champions.
usually September, October?
You think it's? I think it's in June.
Back in the day, it was back then.
Night of Champions is. We're doing this real time. Give me a second.
This cover for Rory. So what about Brock Lesnar? Is he coming back?
He is not coming back.
He's coming back.
No, he's not coming
He's coming back.
If he does come back, Rory, if he does come back, Luke.
Rory's not in this conversation right now.
If he does come back, it'll be a 1-match contract. That'd be it. Or he would come back for his final match at WrestleMania. But I think that he was probably told your Oba's going over. It's going to be a squash match. He probably fought against it. However, that was. And instead of the spotlight being on Oba, and that's where Oba is now, he went into business himself. I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan. When that happened, I went, okay. Like if there's ever a way to go out, you put a guy over, you did the job, but nobody's talking about the guy that won. Everybody's talking about you. What do you think?
Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Skydome, WrestleMania 6. Hogan puts Warrior over clean. All we remember is Hogan coming back in the ring
With the belt.
graciously giving Warrior the belt to put him over. Has Hulk Hogan retired? We forgot that he just did the job to Warrior. Brock Lesnar has one more MMA fight, but maybe not for UFC. Maybe, is it MVP,
Yeah.
the Jake Paul organization? Makes $20 million. Maybe talked about it the other day. Maybe against Fedor. Maybe against John Jones. He's going to have one more MMA fight that will probably lose. And he will have at least one more wrestling match in WWE. There's the hot take. Within the next year, WWE, MMA, probably next 18 months.
See, I have a hot take too. I think that Brock Lesnar fights in wrestling, Greco-Roman for real American freestyle. That's what
They
I
don't
think.
have enough money for him.
You don't think so?
How much money would they have to give? If he got 15 million to have his last fight, 10 years ago in UFC?
So you want a juiced up Brock Lesnar in MMA?
Oh, he's going to be juiced to the gills. And he's getting 20 million for it.
20 million?
Oh, yeah.
I'd love
He's
that.
going to make Rory look small.
I love y'all. These hot takes are wild. Brock Lesnar, John Jones?
Is he still under contract with UFC?
He is.
John won't
But
take
he is-
that.
he
John
is-
ain't going to take it.
John would kill him, let's face it.
But John won't take it because John Jones is that. Well,
He's-
what
he's a-
happens? What
yeah.
if?
Yeah, he's a calculated businessman. He's not taking those risks
He'll take Alex Pereira, no problem.
all day because he knows he can beat him.
oh, but John Jones is
But
going
if he
to
gets
kill
caught,
Brock.
he's going to sleep.
Right.
He's going to kill Brock.
Well, I got to think. Brock's 48, right? And if you look at some of these wrestlers, 48, they still have 5 to 7 years left to wrestle.
You can still put a match together.
But that guy's made a lot of money.
That's the thing.
And he had diverticulitis. So if there's
Yeah.
ever a time to tip your hat
Yeah.
and say, I'm good, induct me in the Hall of Fame, induct my wife in the Hall of Fame, we're out, I'll do some special appearances, now's the time.
But also, too, I think it speaks to, did he want to lose to Oba, understanding he had to sign off on that, but then potentially getting retired by Gunther as well?
No,
I
then
can't see you losing.
Back-to-back big fights.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In your hometown of Minnesota?
No. I would see it as this is the biggest stage with the most eyeballs. That match was on ESPN, remember, so it wasn't just on Netflix or anywhere. It was on ESPN. It was the first match, the most eyeballs. People were coming in to see him. People at bars, people are watching, old fans are watching, people are just tuning in because Brock Lesnar. And now they see that match happen. They're going, oh my goodness, this big guy. Maybe the crossover UFC fans are watching Brock Lesnar. That match is over. People are going nuts. And then he retires. He's now the talk. And as that whole day and that whole WrestleMania card went on, people are still talking about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So he is brilliant at marketing.
But if you didn't want him to do it, you just pull the camera away. So they kept the camera on him the whole time.
Knowing.
It was just a happening.
Knowing
They
what was
knew
gonna
that
happen.
it was going to happen, and that was the story, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't just go into business for himself, even though he's Brock Lesnar. For that, 5 minutes after that match, and it's just Brock Lesnar crying, "Thank you." Oh no!
What do you always say? Wrestling's real or life is fake, or what's your saying there?
Wrestling is real, reality is fake.
That just sums up that.
I think they would have cut it though.
So
They would have cut it.
back to Night of Champions is June 27th. Street Fighter, October, so July, August, September. So you still have like 3 months.
You have an opportunity to flip the titles at Night of Champions, and then in September, as the build up and the ramp up happens for the premiere, flip it back where you now have these new champions where they've gotten their titles
I
back.
hope they don't do that. I think you do it with one. But then again,
They love having these 15-time champions anyways.
but the thing is now with Cody's situation, Cody's kind of getting a little burnt out a little bit. I'm a little burnt out with him, right? I think
Everybody's burnt out with him.
it seems like Orton is probably legitimately hurt. That's what it seems like, right? So that's the reason why we're gonna see Gunther, Cody, which when I saw that attack happen when Gunther did that, I'm like, are they about to insert this into Backlash? Because you don't have enough time to build that.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it's gonna be maybe Night of Champions. Maybe that's going to be your trade-off, or it's going to have to be at SummerSlam.
See, this is what bothers me about WWE is these quick storylines. It's just hard. There's no build, and it just becomes too incestuous over time. That guys are fighting guys that you've already seen happen, and they're trying to create new storylines. You're gonna call me an AEW mark, but that's why I like having these these slow build pay-per-views, where you can build a story and an arc and then have a finish and then build something new.
Well, here's their schedule right now. So we know Backlash at the prior recording this is this weekend, May 9th. Now the 23rd is now going to be Saturday night's main event of May. Then you have Clash at Italy. Roman's probably going to work Clash at Italy. Then you have June 27th being Night of Champions. July 18th is Saturday night main event. And then August 1st, August 2nd is SummerSlam. Then you go to Money in the Bank in September.
It's just so many events. I mean, it's great. People are going to tune in. Like, does anything happen to Drew? Does Drew finally win in Europe? Is that going to happen?
In Italy?
Yeah.
They had Scotland for him, right? They actually
He didn't win there.
I know. They had a castle in Scotland, right?
Because I don't see Roman at Saturday night main event. I don't see how that even. What are you gonna throw him in solo? You're gonna put the Usos. Is that what you're gonna do? Usos and Roman against Fatu solo? Maybe
I think
Zilla.
this is
you know what I mean?
Maybe a good time to introduce this, but I think this is a time where you have to start building stars. Like this is the time where you can put the Codys on ice. You can give LA Knight, a guy that people, the last time we were here, we were shocked that he had more on-air time. All these guys are getting these 6 to 7 minute windows. Start building. People are going to watch, so have them fight. You know, build the talent.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Do we have Logan Paul win it and do like this sleazy heel cashing in? Does Oba win it and cash it in?
If they give Money in the Bank to Oba, I think that's from a creative decision making, it doesn't make sense. Because Oba right now
won it?
Oh yeah.
Remember when Brock won it?
Yeah.
I can't see them giving it to Oba right now. I know when we were in here last, I said, Logan. I think there was Gunther in the conversation as well. Giving Oba Money in the Bank, I don't feel like that makes sense. If I'm thinking Money in the Bank right now at the current climate where we're at, it seems like you have somebody cash in on probably Cody's title. I think it makes sense. Not because I'm a Roman guy, but I feel like the story is being told with Roman and them.
His name escapes me. I apologize. He's a U.S. champion right now. Trick. Yeah, Trick should win the title. Trick should win Money in the Bank.
But lose the U.S. title?
Nope, have it. Just to me, he is the next big star. I think he is incredible.
Well, it's Rock and Austin all wrapped up into one.
He is just money.
He is.
He is so talented.
He is.
He can speak. He can fight. He has got, to me, he's like the cliche, the total package.
But I think they're going to I think him and Carmelo, they're going to bring that back.
That'd be amazing.
Which is good. Oh. But I think Carmelo's going to be a heel.
Good.
And then you're probably going to give him back the title because he really didn't.
Those two are stars.
Yeah.
Those two are legit stars.
Yeah. Trick's got it.
So if you have the U.S. title, almost what the Intercontinental title was in the 80s, that build up, you're almost champion, but you're going to have something, and they make him so credible that he also wins Money in the Bank, that would be an outstanding. Because I see him as that next version of Seth Rollins. You know, that same sort of trajectory.
It's funny you bring that up because now, after you do Braun Breaker and Seth, one's going to have to go one way, the other one's going to have to go the other way. We still have to go with the marketing aspect, Seth Rollins, Roman. That's why I don't feel like this Roman situation, I don't see Roman losing right now. It doesn't make sense. I think there's too many people that he has to go through before that title drops.
How many times do we have to see Seth and Roman?
Well, Roman still has to get his lick back because Roman hasn't beat him.
Has he never beaten him?
He's never beat him.
I'm just sick of this feud.
You don't like the feud?
It's just been going on forever, and Seth is a great in-ring performer, but what is this character? and the nasally voice are just, and he had a decent, clean physique. I'm assuming it was clean, and now he's got the dad bod. It just, I appreciate his in-ring work. It has go away heat with me. I just have to flick the channel.
Yeah. Well, I said it before we hit the record button. I think the reason why Becky even picked up the title is to promote the coffee brand, which I'm obviously going to definitely support because it's like, I like Seth. I didn't like Seth as this kind of, what he was doing with the vision and stuff, that didn't make sense. You got to give me back Seth, the architect, go in the match. I feel like they didn't do enough justice to Gunther and him. I think that match could have, I was telling people, that match can go 45 minutes if they allow it. But depending on how good Seth's, conditioning is going to be. But now it's like, yeah, you got to finish off and tie him and Braun off and this and that. And he's probably going to.
What WWE has done well is that they've made so many potential stars to be potential champions. We've named Braun, Seth, a Trick, Gunther, Brock. Everybody has potential to be champion and carry the championship. That's amazing. Like, that is, like, when people watch this and they think, oh, these guys shit on WWE. We don't. We love it. But look what they've done. They've also made all these stars. There's still room to build the next crop as well.
Let's be controversial here. If you could pick one person right now that you feel like they've dropped the ball with on marketing and pushing, who would that be? I have a feeling we're gonna have all different answers. I already have mine right now in my head.
So many. It's like literally spin the wheel and it's going to be this person.
And I think right now you can insert him in IC title status is Finn Balor. I feel like, I know he's a Triple H guy. It has to be. He's
an original NXT guy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with Finn, it's like the start-stop momentum.
So my guy would be Dominic Mysterio.
Interesting.
I think that they are marketing him and he's doing AAA, but he's got this heel, he's got this banter, he's got this look like you just hate him. But I personally don't think that he's got enough TV time. I think that he could be champion.
World champion?
Yes, I do. I do. I think that he's got everything. He's got that look that people just will pay to get his ass kicked. And I do also want to mention Logan Paul. I think that guy has, I'm not a big fan of his, but again, he could be the biggest heel in wrestling. Sorry.
I got it. Solo Sikoa.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he was in the Bloodline and those little facials and people really getting behind him and it's finally going to fight Roman and they blew it. And now they're fired most of the MFTs, right? Mm-hmm. And he's just a jabroni now. And the only reason he's probably staying there is because he's, Roman's cousin, Uso's brother. But they really dropped the ball. And he developed more of a personality. He could speak. He wasn't just stoic. He's got something there.
He's got a comedy relief. Even like when he comes out on the mic and he has like that scoff that he does. And it's like, I'm like, I love that we're seeing this with Solo. But it's like, where do we now go with him? Where do we go with this character?
They need to make him more of a killer. That black suit with the gold chain and the red shirt. There's something there.
The thumb gimmick. The thumb gimmick's my favorite finisher of all time. Terry
That's
Gordy used to do the thumb, Umaga, but just that the thumb is taped up and that's the move. I love it.
Yeah.
So we're basically in agreement now that you just said that Zilla's got to be somewhere coming soon.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It feels like it.
Do you think Jacob Fatu could become world champion?
No. He doesn't have it.
No.
And if he was right here sitting, I'd say to him, I don't.
See, I'd be scared of him.
But I heard he's a down-to-earth guy, though. They're saying he's a down-to-earth guy in the back.
He's got great moves. Every week he gets better. I love that he has that main event with Roman. I think that he's got I was impressed with him on the indies to know who he was when he got to WWE. He did incredible things at MLW, but he just got better.
He's good in ring, and this is why I know that match is going to be the Jacob Fatu showcase, the real Jacob Fatu showcase. I feel like Roman, like I tell folks all the time, that match between Roman's going to put him over in that match in parts, but it's going to be the Jacob Fatu showcase, near fall, near fall, near fall, and then Roman's just gonna just, Superman punch, spear, or they might end with some stupid shenanigans where I could see possibly Zilla, because I just want to see how they're gonna do the presentation of Zilla on TV.
Roman's going to win. Jacob's going to join the new bloodline, and they're going to build it up again. I don't think it could be big enough for WrestleMania, but they'll do another thing where they'll break them apart a year from now, where Jacob's an even bigger star. I don't know if he'll be the baby face at that point, and then maybe you put him over, but I don't think they give him the world title. But that's how I'd book it.
No, I think now that you have... See, this is kind of where I think they've messed up now with the tag team division on the male side. If Zilla's coming, you could give Jacob Fatu and Zilla the titles to go against the Usos. I think that's going to be a long-term play, but I could see if somehow Zilla comes in, they do that at SummerSlam. The Usos against them two, with probably Fatu and them going over.
Do you ever feel that there's just so many people in this WWE universe?
Way too many.
That... Like, we're looking at the tag teams. We just keep going back to Bloodline.
Mm-hmm. There's
Judgment Day. There's so many characters in this world, and yet we're just trying to just grasp on and find somebody to love. And then we love guys like Roman, who we hated before, and then he's not. If this is an actual comic book, like he doesn't get released for a couple of books. Like, all we want is to consume this, but. There's just so many guys. It's almost hard to remember who there is. And then there's a whole women's division. There's
Why
so
I think
much.
they need to go back to putting it all together at one point in time. They have
like just
to.
one league, one champion.
All you need is one show, or you have the two shows. You have Raw and you have SmackDown, and you can build long-term storylines. I personally believe you can do that. AEW doesn't do the freaking back and forth. Well, one person's on whatever.
They do it where it's almost that MMA style where you will see a guy wrestle 1 week, but then you'll get 2 or 3 weeks off, almost like they're recuperating, and then they'll come back.
That's how you got to do it.
And then they build this bridge storylines all the way through, but they have quarterly pay-per-views.
That's all you have
and
to
then
do.
They have a payoff.
Yes.
And then they restart it.
Yes.
And that is old school, but it works.
Well, think about back in the early 90s. You had that one mega champion. Hogan had that prestige level title. Everybody's going for Hogan, or at the time, Brett or whoever. You just need to have that major title in the picture. If that's Rock, why do I keep saying Rock? I feel like Rock's like possessing me or something like that.
It's like someone put that in your head.
You know what I
before
mean?
The show even began.
You know what I mean?
Weird, isn't it?
Keep saying, maybe TKO,
It was Luke Gnosis Hypnosis.
That's probably what it is.
.com.
.com. There you go. I love the plug. But it's like either you have it being Roman or you have it being Cody as your major champ, and then it falls down and you add the prestige to the level of the titles. You have the U.S. title, you have the IC title. Do the women's need to have basically 3 titles now? I think you just need to have
more. There's
two.
More.
You just need the 2.
He's really good at booking.
I think we all are good at booking.
He's really good. Like his ideas sometimes just blow my mind, but because they make a lot of sense.
They do.
We talked about it last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You have one world champion, and you only see him on the pay-per-views or the Premier Live events. You can see him do a promo. You can see him do an angle on TV, but you have to pay money to see the guy or the woman work. You got one world champion, and he can go to either brand. The IC champion is you got IC champion maybe, and you got a US champion, which are one SmackDown, one Raw. You have one world tag team champion. You have one women's champion. Maybe you have a women's IC champion, but you only have one real champion, one real male, female tag team. So then we take it seriously. Otherwise, it's like your kid's in a sports game and your kid loses. You know this, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone gets an award on the team, even the losing team. No, there's one winner. There's one loser. There's one world champion. You know?
Yeah. I love the days of when WCW used to have Saturday night 6:05 on TBS. And if the main event wasn't like an Arn Anderson for the TV title or Bobby Eaton or whomever it was, you knew that you would occasionally get a Ric Flair, you'd occasionally get a Sting, but you'd always have the US, not the US title, the TV title was always going to be at the main event.
And it was a good match.
It was a great match. And that serve the purpose. So even, WWE has a lot of shows. They also have main event, which is on,
Oof.
I know, but it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
But you have, you dilute this championship. And I know, what's the point of having all these champions? Like, what's next? I don't even know if they have this, but Intercontinental Tag Team Champion. Like,
They
what-
better
Yeah, it's
not
gonna
do that.
happen.
it's
It'll
gonna happen, right?
But that's my Achilles heel with AEW because they have that people that have the
The
three
trios.
titles,
Yeah.
which I think that's corny.
yeah,
Like,
it is.
it's so corny. Like you're just basically saying, "Yo, we're just gonna have 3 people in the ring all at the same time." Like, it just doesn't
It's
make
tough,
sense.
and I sometimes feel that it sells a styrofoam belt to a couple kids. It gets them some money. It also gives some notoriety. Like, this is Rory, this is Luke. They're a 4-time, international champion. That's not a real
4-time
title,
gimmick champions.
right? It's too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if you think about things to bring it all back, wouldn't Danhausen be the best 24/7 champion that they've ever had?
Here we go. Jesus.
They'll give him a belt. They'll give him probably the IC belt at some point.
Oh.
I'll get a belt for a while.
this guy, he's staring off, thinking, "Oh my
It's
goodness."
because I get the angle with him. I get it. But like when I look at a character of that, I get it's for the family, it's for the this. But it's just like, why is he in the ring? I haven't seen, like, if he puts on a good match, maybe. Because him and Miz should have like an actual legit match.
Yeah.
No shenanigans. Can he wrestle? Can Danhausen wrestle?
Yeah,
I
he
wanna
can.
see.
He can.
Good though?
He's all right. He's
Decent,
all right. He
decent.
does some moves.
Okay, if you put him and Darby Allin in the ring, who are we taking?
Oh, Darby Allin.
Okay, there you go.
Darby Allin right there.
You see
There
that?
you go.
Yeah, I saw that,
Good
yeah.
prepared.
You know what I mean? So it's like WWE's in a very interesting position when it comes down to marketing.
But we're loyal.
We
And we
are.
take it. We take the
We
Slim
take it
Jim
every day.
tables.
We just
we
take
take it and we enjoy it. We're always thinking, what's next? And the fact that we as fans are rewriting the shows in our head, nobody's rewriting other shows in their heads for episodic televisions. Nobody's thinking about sitcoms or other drama TV shows and going, "Oh, you know what? Did you see what happened last week? They should be doing that." That rarely happens, but for wrestling, it brings out the creativeness out of the IWC all the time.
Yeah.
Before we close out, just let me ask this question. Who do y'all think that's on the phone with Jacob Fatu?
Oh, I'm not in the loop on this. Someone's on the phone with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
They showed the vignette.
I'm blown out with this. I'm on the phone with someone and no one shows up, or it's Pat McAfee and we.
That's what we saying. They say it's Pat McAfee
Yeah, it'd be
again.
great. It'd be great. If it's Pat McAfee, fantastic.
Well, who do you think it would be then? Like, even if it was redoing Randy, because they're sort of the same. They have family lineage.
Logically, it would be something like Zilla Fatu, right? Logically. But the last time it was Randy on the phone with Pat McAfee. So if we're going with WWE logic, he's on the phone to who's completely unrelated, that's a free agent right now, that he could be on the phone with.
Kofi Kingston.
I'm so done. Wow. He's on full
Someone completely unrelated that you're like, huh? He's on the phone with Jerry the King Lawler because he was an announcer as well. It makes no sense. That's why.
You don't think? Okay, you said Zilla, but you don't think it could be someone like The Rock, who's
That would be
family?
the most logical sense.
Because then you can redo everything. So they know where they made the mistake. They know they brought in Pat McAfee. They know that hurt people. Talking about another. So now we have this phone angle again. And what they're hoping for is you forget about that and how massive The Rock is. Because we will forget it. Over time, like, we don't remember WrestleMania 33 or 37 or whatever. So I think that what they're trying to do is a redo. And maybe he is talking to The Rock.
Should it be The Rock? It should totally be The
It
Rock.
makes
but
storyline
every
sense.
time I say it's going to be The Rock, and every
But
time
Rock
I
don't have to
hope
show
it's
though.
The Rock.
You can long game this whole entire thing. I think you have Zilla show up, right? But then again, I'm like, could it also be my guy? We didn't see him. He's not released. Who's with you know what I'm talking
No,
about?
who are you talking about?
It's not Tomatonga. Is it Tomatonga?
The one who's still around?
No, that was the other one. The one
They're
that watches.
They're both released.
They're
No,
both released.
isn't Tama still there?
Hold on.
thought they
No.
got rid of Tonga.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
I
let
think
me look at
Tama's
this.
still there.
It was just it was Tongaloa,
Oh, Tongaloa. Okay,
Yeah.
my apologies.
the botch fest himself.
Yeah, he. I feel bad
Trash.
for him. Yeah.
Does he do that? He does that on purpose, right? He has to be doing
I
that
don't
on
know,
purpose.
but right when he came in the first time and he botched that like crotch shot, and he hit like that.
It's
was
got to
bad.
be on purpose.
No, I just think he needs to work on his timing.
Jesus. So yeah, Tama Tonga makes sense because you have to think about that lineage because that's a fa too, is it not?
Sure, they're all part of the bloodline.
They're all part of the bloodline, but there's certain ones because Tong and Dunk. Oh my god, I can tongue twistering. The Tong and Death Grip. It was done by
Umaga.
Haku.
Oh, Haku. It's right. It's Haku's son.
Haku was a Fatu.
Right.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could be
Rikishi?
Tama.
You thinking Rikishi?
Could be Rikishi. That makes sense.
They've had opportunities to bring him back because he's very vocal online about
Makes
pushing his
sense.
sons, right? But
Makes sense.
I'm surprised they've
It's a
never
soft
brought him in.
launch.
It's
a soft
It's
launch.
actually crazy how we continuously talk about the bloodline. And
But
to
they run
me,
wrestling.
This is a modern day NWO.
For sure.
But they run wrestling.
Sure, they run wrestling.
wrestling.
That's fine. But the fact that we are 6 years or 5 years since it started and it's ended, and that we have, whether you call it or not, there are bloodline factions still out there, and now we have this phone gimmick again. And who's he on the phone with? It's just tiring. Like, we've had masked men, we've had boxes, we've had phones. This is.
And they're all a letdown. Everyone recently has
But
been a letdown.
what's going to happen? We're all going to keep watching.
I'm only invested into the whole bloodline thing because I feel like this is how we get that marquee matchup. But unfortunately, it's going to happen in Saudi, and North America is not going to be able to get Rock and Roman in an actual North American arena.
I said for a long time we were going to get Roman and Rock, and we were going to get Roman and Rock for Saudi. But I wouldn't be surprised if they mess it up again. They mess up. There'll be a moment where I'm so disenfranchised in it, and then suddenly, I don't care who's coming out of the box. I don't care who's on the phone. I don't care about WrestleMania. I'm done for a timeout for a period of time. And then they'll hook me back in like the Mob because they'll bring The Rock back or some huge angle. I was like, they swerved me, but in a good way because they let me down so many times.
And we don't need, the funny thing is, even when Rock shows up, we don't need a year build. We need literally 4 months. You can tell the story. I understand he's doing the 2 movies of what the talk is. There's nothing else signed after that. So it makes sense that I think he shows up somewhere around Survivor Series. I think it's Survivor Series is the play. I think that's the play. I think you show him up at Survivor Series, Roman's in a match, whatever. Maybe it's War Games. How you did the whole CM Punk thing, Rock comes out.
I think it's also going to depend on how the stock's doing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to depend on how many more releases they make. I think there's going to, when they need him, he is there. He is a bullet that is ready to be launched at any point. He is there when they need him. And I think that's why they have him where he is.
I got a wild angle
I love this.
that nobody's ever done. This is an original, right? Ari Emanuel. We both used to watch Entourage. Did we always to watch Entourage, the show? Yeah, the great character Jeremy
Ari
Piven played the Ari character on TV. Great character. You get Jeremy Piven, who's doing nothing anymore, to come in to play the Ari Emanuel character in WWE as the heel authority figure. That would be extraordinary because he was such a great character. We know he doesn't want to be a character in and of himself, but you get Jeremy Piven playing a character from Entourage who's playing Ari, based on Ari, as the new heel nuclear heat character. This would be great.
This man's booking, yo.
It's not happening, but that's what I do.
It's booking on top tier.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I'm just worried about this sport that we love. And sometimes I think about if we didn't have NWA, Ring of Honors with AEW, independent wrestling, and it was somewhere around 2017, 2016, we were almost just forced to watch this monopoly of WWE. And I think that over that time period of 2001 to around 2017, we were just forced. There was really nothing else as wrestling fans just to watch. And I think during that time, we just trained ourselves just to watch what they provided us and just take it and be upset, but they just gave us what we wanted. And now that it's corporate wrestling, it is very corporate. We are just programmed to take it. And I think that there's either going to be a rebellion where people are against it, or they'll create a character where there's a revolution against it and they acknowledge it, or they're just going to keep on squeezing as much money as they can out of us, which we're all doing anyways. We're all consuming this as much as we can. We all buy the shirts. We all buy the tickets. We all have Netflix. We all go on YouTube. Or there's going to be a massive go to an AEW. Who knows?
Well, with that said, WWE, marketing, all that good stuff. We back again. But go around, close us out.
Luke Michael Howard, aka the Hypnopunk, lukenosis.com for all your hypnosis shows and hypnosis therapy needs.
So real quick, any shows coming up in the next 4 to 6 months?
Not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now. Not private shows, but
Private
nothing
shows?
for the
Yeah,
general
for
public.
sure.
I saw a show of his.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah?
Yes. You got to check it out. It's legit. They're great.
I'm going to support it.
They're great.
Yeah.
So I had never seen one of Luke's shows, and then I went to one, and I was at a private show as well. Kicks ass. It's legit. It's good, and it's what I love about it is you watch it and you see people and how they just transform into what he's saying as a hypnotist.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is crazy.
No, for sure.
It's crazy.
I love that.
It was an amazing show.
Let me know. Give me the itinerary if I can make it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Next time we have one, a public one, I'll let you guys know.
Anybody who's watching needs to check out his show. They're
sure.
amazing.
100%.
They're amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And no one believes it
He's
until
so
it happens
humble.
to their friend or themselves.
He's so humble.
Yeah.
So humble.
What
It's
I-
hard to be humble when you're great, right?
Of course, yeah, yeah.
What I loved though is when people were done, I actually went up to them and I was like, what was it like? And they said, that was the best. It was like the best sleep I ever had. Yeah, that was great. It's totally entertaining.
I find out the secrets too. Don't worry. Told them.
I don't want to know how the hot dogs are made.
One Superman punch.
Oh, man.
'Cause if you two fought,
Got to pull out the mace from my
after-
pocket.
This guy said the mace is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Hardcore match.
after seeing how he puts people out, you're screwed.
I know.
Yeah,
I
and he
came
could
over
probably
it.
still catch you
I know.
because I saw him put a guy out that was just as big as you are.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
You'll be waking up at 3:03 a.m. every morning, peeing the bed.
This one said 303. See, yeah, that we ain't gonna play with.
Yeah, he just
Anyways,
planted a
let's
seed in your brain.
let's just go to your plug-in real quick.
Yeah. Daryl Silverstein, Jay Birdie, Jay Birdie Baseball Co., jaybirdie.ca, Canada's baseball brand. Coming out with new hats all the time. We have our new collection of Beachville hats. This is one of them. Check it out, and you will love it. You're going to be going around baseball diamonds around Canada, wherever you are. Certainly around Canada, seeing our hats, T-shirts, hoodies. It's growing. Every time I'm here, it's always growing.
And if you see him at Rogers Center, make sure you say what's up.
Absolutely.
Say what's up.
Absolutely.
Come up and shake that man's hand.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll talk some baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, I appreciate y'all. We'll be back again. That was good. That was good.